It's time to start.
Baseline.
Yeah.
Come on. We back. Yeah. Let's go.
Why?
Cause it's the Porch Podcast. Come on. Said it's the Porch Podcast. What? Said it's the Porch Podcast. Come on. Said
It's the Porch Podcast.
Come on.
It's the Porch Podcast. I'm in this green. Influential is the illest, you know what I mean.
Come on.
Freestyle flow, I'm doing it slow.
Right.
I just let y'all know I blow.
Here we go.
No, I don't blow on shit. Influential is the illest. Come rock with this.
Come on.
I'm up in the groove. This is episode 39. Making power moves.
That's right.
I could do it real smooth. Call
Come on.
me the operator, and I gotta do it later. Flavor. Pack annihilators, savior. I wanna keep on going. I'ma keep flowing,
Right.
and we miss the hook. Never that mob deep shook. One done. Here we go, son.
Yeah.
Mr. Influential, and you know it's begun.
Well, I got you, B.
Why?
Because it's the Porch Podcast. Come on.
Huh?
Said it's the Porch Podcast.
Right.
Said it's the Porch Podcast. Come on. Said it's the Porch Podcast.
Let's go. Let's go.
Let's go. Let's go.
Let's go. Let's go. Let's go. Let's go. Let's go. Let's go. Welcome to the Porch Podcast. Welcome to the Porch Podcast. It's your boy DJ E, Mr. Influential, and I'm rocking with my brother.
The original.
Episode 39, and we calling this one Power Moves.
Power moves.
Power Moves.
Power moves. Hey, E, man, them intro raps, man, I like, you can tell you getting older, man.
Yeah.
You getting ready to leave and enter into another realm, man.
What do you mean?
You can tell. Well, I mean, we getting close. We getting close to that born day, man. So, you getting ready to cross that line into the next phase, man.
Says who?
You should want to.
Yeah.
What you mean, says who? Like you says every purpose of living. Shit. Like, nah.
I got that Benjamin Button though.
Yeah. Did you see that?
Nah, I never watched Benjamin.
Okay, I saw it. You don't want that.
What do you do? Now that we saying that, and I never
He aged
seen
in reverse.
it. Right.
That means he watched everybody he loved die and everything, bro.
Right.
You want that's 39, y'all.
I'm not talking about that part. I'm not talking about that part.
Fuck that.
Nah, I'm not talking about that part.
No. What part you talking about?
I'm talking about just the fact that he's aging wise. I don't want to watch everybody die.
Listen, look, I want you.
That same thing happened
You
on
don't
the
have
Green
enough-
Mile.
You don't have enough time in the day.
Remember the Green Mile?
Right, I do.
Yeah.
You don't have enough time in the day to watch a full length feature presentation. So, like, when you get a chance, just put it on and watch as much as you can. I know you're very limited in your time, and you'll see what I'm talking about. But listen, man, you're getting ready to enter that realm. We gonna, so we get ready to get you ready for that. And
Right.
like I said, man, episode 39, man, power moves, man, and I can hear it, man. I can hear it. I can hear the changing in your rhymes.
Well, you know what?
I hear your rhymes starting to change.
Oh, so you saying I'm sounding old schoolish?
You sounding like, you getting ready to, into that new realm. Not old, seasoned. Use a better word. Not old, seasoned. Let me ask you something. All right, check it out.
Right.
Seasoned versus old. Okay?
See, sound better always.
Okay, I was about to say, if I told you, come get a piece of this old-ass fish in here.
Right.
Bitch, you want old fish.
Right, now.
And if I told you come get some of this seasoned fish,
You gonna mess with it.
you're going to eat it.
I'm gonna tell you what's crazy though. It's funny because, when we dealing with Serato as a DJ, we got crates. And we get the title of the crates. And I got crates, that I'd like to do for my old school people. I call it seasoned vets.
Right.
That's the name of the crate.
Yeah.
That's the name of the crate.
Yeah.
DJs out there, y'all can borrow it. Y'all can borrow that name if y'all want to name y'all crate seasoned vets. I got some classics in there, you know what I mean? Speaking of which, not too long ago I just did a little I was playing some class. What we was listening to earlier.
Oh, man.
Yeah, we was listening to earlier,
Yeah. Once again, man, you're getting ready into that realm.
Right.
That was speaking to your soul.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And
That came out before I was born, but it still spoke to your soul.
yeah. Your music kind of sort,
Do
man.
you ever, let me ask you this question.
What's that?
This might be a little different.
What's that?
So, when a baby's in the stomach,
Uh-huh.
A lot of times they tell you talk to the stomach so the baby gets used to the voice and knows the voice. That's how the baby gonna know the mother's voice because they're living with the mother. They're walking with the mother.
Right.
But they tell the dad
Feel all the emotions and
right,
everything. Right.
They tell the dad to talk
Absolutely.
to the belly.
Yep.
When do you think that actually happens? Like it's cause see, we have theories and we have stuff that's proven facts and things that and anything that's a theory is just a thought. It's just a suggestion of what you may believe.
Okay, correct.
Right? I know that's maybe not the exact same definition
of it,
but in so many
pretty
words.
Much that's what it is. Right.
This gonna sound a little left fieldish. Do you think we start actually comprehending or hearing things when we're swimming in the balls?
I don't think so.
All right.
I don't think. I mean, that's a legitimate ass question.
Right. Because a lot of this grooving music, like a lot of the shit that we like.
We're not gonna talk long about nuts though.
No.
Okay, all right. Just like you got a timer or some shit you can put on and start blinking and shit. Like, okay, we got 13 seconds. Get the fuck off.
But a lot of this old classic grooving music and stuff.
Right.
You know what I mean? Came out before we were born.
Okay.
So like when I love a song and it be like, yeah, it dropped in the end of 80, beginning of 81, I'm sitting there like, well, I wasn't born yet. Was that Pop's joint?
I see what you're saying.
I mean, we can't never prove it though. No, that's what I'm saying.
It's a logical
that's what I'm
question.
Saying.
It's one that I don't know, but I'm gonna say that
if you knew, you'd be the richest motherfucker in the world, probably.
If somebody wanted that kind of information, was willing to pay for it.
Yeah.
I know a lot of shit. Don't nobody give a fuck about.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I can say, yo, man. You know what I mean? If you go up this mountain and you jump off, you won't die. What?
But then you have to go back to episode 38. Why lie?
Nah, I ain't gonna lie.
Yeah, ain't gonna lie about it. Bitch be done clean and killed themselves.
Yeah, but I'm not gonna sell you no smoke either.
But I was just that's almost a question, and you already know we don't do lines, we don't do none of that. But that's something a person that's high would probably ask.
It is.
Yeah, like
it would turn into about a half hour worth of conversation too. Me and you clearly, that's not something that we would spend any time. How many more seconds we got?
Yeah, no, but if you notice, I'm not talking about that area. But when do we really start to comprehend?
Like you said, I don't think we could ever prove whether or not it's at that point.
Right.
But what I am going to say is because when you look at a child and they come out, you say, damn, he looks like his father. Using that for an example. He or she looks like their father. If they could take on physical features, it's not impossible to rule out the reality that they may have some other things that they could think of.
Right.
Or they can retain in terms of, what they enjoyed.
Right.
And all those things. Like, I like jazz.
Right.
Big thing like that. Jazz been around forever.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? Like, and it wasn't something necessarily that we heard a ton of. We heard a little bit of it as we got a little bit older. But, like, we came up obviously with, Anita Baker.
Right.
Sade, Marvin Gaye. Right. All the regular, I would say, during our generations of growing up.
Right.
And stuff like that. So, like, even when I'm doing my videos and stuff, I keep it 100. Like, when I use, background music and stuff like that, it's a guy on there. His name is, I believe, Lakey Inspired.
Okay. And
a lot of the beats and a lot of the sounds that you hear in YouTubers' videos, just to give y'all a little bit of a gem on that, is music that's coming directly right from, that guy. That guy did a ton of them. Look him up when you get a chance. Lakey Inspired. Right. And you'll hear a bunch of them beats and go, yo, you know how many videos I see that had that beat? Mm-hmm. So...
But I know what you mean. That's like...
But yeah, I don't know. We can't talk against it because I believe that there's a possibility.
Certain songs, like, it's an artist, her name is, I think you pronounce it, Snow Algera. Mm-hmm. And she had an album. She got a couple albums up, but I think her album in 2019 might have been her best piece of work, in my opinion. That whole album was raw. You know what I mean?
What's her name?
Oh, Snow Algera. SNOH.
And where's she at, on YouTube?
No, she's a mainstream. She's actually managed by Rock Nation.
Okay,
she's out there. She's a big artist.
And what's her like a genre? What's her
R&B? Like she ever heard the song? You ever had the song? You ever heard the song? I've been Waiting my whole life to find someone like you.
Come on.
To find someone like you. You ever heard that before?
Never. But it sounds good though.
You around.
Yeah. Still don't know that shit. Yeah. I like it. Motherfucker sound good. What you say her last name?
Alger. It's like AALE. Alger. You'll see it.
There it is.
Yeah.
I spelled snow wrong.
SNOH.
Yeah. I spelled it like
Snow.
most of us who went to school spelled it. Okay. All right. Well, I'll check it out. You know, we don't have the licensing to be able to play that shit right now.
Nah.
But look it up, y'all. The correct spelling. I will do that for y'all.
Yeah.
SNOHAALEGRA.
Yeah.
Okay. Almost like Allegra. So just think about your allergies.
Shout out to Ronsky. I remember when I first told him to listen to the album I'm talking about that came out in 2019. He said he was cutting his grass. And he said, bitch, I listened to the whole album twice while I'm cutting, but you know, he got a football field in his backyard.
That shit crazy. Yeah, man. That's a blessing, brother. Yeah. That's a blessing. What you said the name of the song was? Just so I can remember it.
Oh, it's a couple of them, but the album, I'll tell you the name of it. We'll just look at the whole.
We'll check it out.
Yeah, the whole album.
We'll check it out. But listen
to it on the way home. You're going to be like, oh, man.
Good chance. Yeah. Good chance. Or I might put on episode 37.
Yeah.
Of the Porch Podcast where I can check it out on iHeartRadio or Apple Podcasts. Just a few of them that I listen to.
Why 37? Why not 38?
Well, I can't go home tonight and listen to 38.
Yes, you can.
Not tonight.
Yeah, you can.
Not tonight. Not tonight. I got to finish up 37. I can't tonight.
Okay, you got to finish. Right. Finish 37 first. Okay.
So.
Well, what's your favorite episode thus far?
Oh, listen. Episode 36, man. Right now is my favorite episode. Hey, listen. Do me a favor, y'all. Leave. Just put the number. You ain't got to put the title or nothing. Do me that one favor, y'all. In the comments, just put a number down of the episode that y'all think is y'all favorite one. And I would love, me personally, I would love to know which one that is.
Yeah, me too. I will be both.
I'm thinking that Good Energy is going to come in pretty high at it.
I think the kickoff might be another one too. Because
the kickoff definitely. But I'm interested to see it. So leave that down in the comments, y'all.
Yeah, leave that down in the comments for us.
Let's get to it, man. Power moves, man. Episode 38, like I said, power moves, man.
Well, we stretched the intro out. You know, we usually don't go as long talking about stuff and asking questions because everything that we discuss, other than that theory, that just popped in my mind, because I would have lost that thought.
Yeah.
But talking about the episodes of which one's favorite, because the Porch Podcast itself ain't been nothing but a strong power move.
That's all it's been.
That's all it's been. It's a strong power.
My man, I'm subscribed to her too. My man, yeah. No, I think, like I said, the power move element of it, right? So we talk about all these things. You think about it, the main objective dealing with the Porch is, like E told y'all before, we don't sit around and map out all of these different things. Honestly speaking, man, it's like we reflect on what's in our minds and what's going on. So talking about power moves, right? Mm-hmm. I think, like we said, just tapping into the fact that you're getting ready to enter another realm. We talked about that at the beginning of the episode.
Yeah, my birthday's coming up. That's all we talk about.
It's a holiday.
It's a holiday.
Y'all gonna see us. You know what I mean? Look for that B-roll. It's gonna be crazy. Mm-hmm. But anyway, the power move element of it. Because you get to a certain point in your life, right? That I believe that all your moves need to be power moves.
Right.
You know what I mean? Now, don't get me wrong. I do understand that there's certain things, you got to set certain things up.
Right. But it's still a power move.
Still a power move. You got to at least have a strategy leading to the power move.
Right.
Right? So, that leads us to our conversation today.
Mm-hmm. Just to touch on what you said, you got to lead it. The game of life as you get older, it's chess, not checkers.
Absolutely.
So every move, even when that pawn makes that move, it's a power move.
Exactly.
That's all. That's
very, very strong point. And that's the thing, like, I want to kind of touch on the fact that, we as people, we identify a lot of times. This all right, before I lose this thought, like you were saying earlier.
Go ahead, yep.
Okay. The difference between a move and a power move.
Okay. It's
not as complex as people think it is. Right. We know that certain words give words action. They give them meaning, a stronger. So when we put power in front of anything, I don't care what you want to call it. Right. Power move or any other word. But when you do a power move,
power glove on Nintendo, yeah,
exactly.
You felt like you had to.
You felt like you really had the gauntlet and shit, like you was really like Thanos or something. Yeah. But no.
Stars had the show called Power. We just felt like you had to see it.
For a minute, you was like, damn, they all powerful in it. Yeah. Even though it's a basic, fundamental way of life going.
Right.
You know what I mean? We looked at it as who had the power and stuff like that. So anyway, we called it at one point another juice.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But a power move is something that takes a lot of thought.
Right.
To me, it's not something that just all of a sudden that you just do. It's a difference. Power moves usually aren't reactionary moves.
I wouldn't use the word thought. Because I think I understand how you're using it, but I think the thought part is easy. But I think I would use a power, because you know what you want as the outcome.
Right.
So that's not hard to think about.
Right.
But I think, like you said, it takes a lot of planning and strategizing.
Yeah.
Yeah. So it's the same thing.
Because
you still have to think.
Even in a power move, you got to have a lot of other moves take place before it's a power move.
Right. You got to still have strategy.
You got to have a strategy. And how do you create strategy? Through thought. You know what I mean?
That's what I said. I get what you're saying.
Yeah. So, that right there is something that, we, as we get older, we get smarter, we start to realize, like, for instance, right, when you were telling the story about well, you ain't talking about playing ball with the young boys, but you were saying they called you Onk.
Yeah.
Right? Okay.
Yeah, I was at the court, so I ain't want to play with them.
Right. Now, if it was a little bit earlier in the day and you showed up and they needed one, right?
Nah.
Okay. You saying right there, he said, I tapped the fuck. Now, they still need one. They still needed one. They look over at me, I bet you still need one. You know what I mean? The power move, though, if you really was going to play, remember how back in the day, y'all at the courts, the old heads, they got a little bit older? Slick and all of them and Boo and everybody, but I'm talking about older than, like, old heads. Like, if you ever went out there
Bosch.
Yeah, I'm talking about Mercer County Park. I'm talking about the guy looked like Nick Nolte off Blue Chips and shit.
The guy, or the guy who might dress like Spice Adams going to the court.
Come on,
right?
That guy.
Yeah.
What he did was he learned, okay, that speedy shit's gone from me.
I'm spotting up.
I'm leaning on a bitch. I'm holding them. Now, y'all might not call them power moves. Fuck that. I'm calling it a power move. It's a power move because guess what he could have done? He could have sat his ass on the sideline and said, bitch, I'm just not playing.
I give you a perfect example.
But he decided to get in there and use some of that thinking power.
Right, I was at Theo crib the other day, Blackout. Shout out to Blackout. Mm-hmm. And we trying to put the tent up. Mm-hmm. And it was up there. And I'm like, he had a little step stool. So I said, he start jumping up there. I said, here you go with this bullshit. He's like, same thing back in the day. I said, right. Kick the ball the fuck back out once you get it out. Yeah. I'm not jumping for nothing, man. I'm a spot up guy now.
All that shit. Like even when we talk about like think about this, man. Like even home improvements, right? Because you always want to improve on certain things that you got going on.
Right.
Right. So you start thinking to yourself, you say, you know what? I could do this. I could do it this way. But what's going to be the move that makes the most sense? Right? What's going to be the move that I would quote unquote call a power move? Because it's a move that I do that not only puts this situation in effect, but it takes care of 3-4 things at one time. That's the difference between a move and a power move.
Right.
Just a move sometimes just gets you from point A to point B. It just gets you from this point to that point.
Right.
That's not a power move in my mind all the time.
Right.
That's a move. Mm-hmm. It's necessary. You got to do what you got to do.
Right.
A power move, in my opinion, is how you go from being a participant or one of something to the main.
Right.
That's the power move.
Right. But you know what? To tap on what you're saying, and it's something that we've been talking about lately, and it's something that I've been focusing on off and on for years, but lately I've been looking at it again. I think before we make a power move, you got to look at the root of the situation. Mm-hmm. It goes from a paradigm shift. Something shifts in your mind to say, I got to make this next move, this next level. This, like, we always say, I'm looking for the next move. We always say that.
The drugs just said on this pit.
What are you talking about?
That bitch said the paradigm shift. That's real. Yeah. That's real.
Yeah.
You ain't see your face. You like a smoker when you said it. That bomb just tore your ass. That shit.
Yeah.
Boom. That bitch said.
Here you go. I was dropping it. You look, look.
Take shaky bridge. Slide hard left. Watch your step. Man, my bad.
It's something.
I apologize.
It's something in the crimpets. Every time you eat a crimpet, bitch, you.
Yeah.
Yeah. yeah. Look at
It made me scared.
Yeah.
It was here.
Yeah.
How the fuck you do to this?
Yeah.
Go
But
ahead. Anyway.
it takes a paradigm shift. You know what I mean? You know, so, and for people that don't really understand paradigm shift, you know, look it up. That's what I'm gonna tell you to do.
I'm gonna do it.
Yeah, look it up, right? But matter of fact,
It's real.
look up paradigm.
That don't come up in here.
Yeah.
I'll check it out.
P-A-R-A. The D is spelled. Once you start spelling P-A-R-D-I.
Go ahead and break it down, brother, while I'm looking it up.
However, that's just when you get that, as a lot of books would say, that aha moment, like aha. You know, like it hit you for the Porch Podcast.
Now, what does that aha moment remind you of? When that blast?
I don't know nothing about no blast, man. Damn, man, what's wrong with you today? I mean, just like when I was listening to that music, let me show you, let me show you the way.
Now, who listens to that?
And you say,
right now, who listens to that right now?
No, I'm gonna really keep it real with you. All the shit I've been listening to lately is definitely powder music. Yeah, no, it's powder
It's
music.
on its way out.
Let me
That's
show
what I'm saying.
Let me show you the way.
That's what I'm talking about. That shit, man.
Yeah, paradigm. You know how to spell it?
Nah.
P-A-R-A-D-I. It's gonna come up like GM or something like that. You see it? Paradigm shift. That's it.
Keep on talking,
Yeah.
man. We can't have no dead silence on this shit, man.
Nah, we ain't gonna have silence as long as we don't hear those snort noises, man. That's the shit
If
you
you
be
talking, you can't sniff and talk. That's saying you ain't that fucking magical. You know what I mean? A dramatic change in the paradigm of scientific community, or a change from one scientific paradigm to another.
Yeah.
Then the second one is a significant change in the paradigm of discipline or group.
Right. So a significant change happens in your mind. Now, when they said science,
Definitely sound like drugs.
when they come on, man. Listen. So when they talk about a paradigm shift in the mind, it said, read the first one again. It talks about science, right?
A dramatic change in the paradigm of scientific community, or a change from one scientific paradigm to another.
Okay. So let me just ask you this,
Okay, go ahead.
because it's many answers. I don't have a set one.
Right.
When you hear the word science, what's like one thing that just pops in your head?
Mathematics.
Okay, because they're related. Okay, I get that. All right, and we always,
You know that's how I'm coming in, but yeah,
but
yeah.
you already know that
Right.
the world is about numbers.
Word.
Okay, you know what I mean. All right. Other than mathematics,
Total agreement.
what's the next thing that might come to your mind?
Earth.
Okay. Right. World is about numbers.
Yeah.
Right.
Okay.
At the Earth.
In terms of science,
Yeah.
wisdom.
All right. All right. Simple shit. Electricity. Right. Okay. So it said the shift in science. Now, if you think about yourself, right? In order for you to make a power move, you need wisdom. You need mathematics. You live on Earth. Right? And we can honestly say that the electricity may equal to the juice of the whole
Y'all see that?
situation. Right?
Y'all see that?
You know what I mean? Hold on. Y'all see that? So
Talk heavy.
So when you sit there and you think about all those things and you bring it together,
That's right.
you need all those elements to make that power move work. So the root of a power move is still a paradigm shift.
Absolutely.
Right.
Yeah,
And when you say it starts with you gotta have, it takes heavy thought. Right?
Word is mine.
Okay. Most shifting of the paradigms happens in your subconscious.
Word.
We already be thinking about certain things before we actually know it. You know what I mean? So you ever been sitting there and be talking to somebody and at the same thing, y'all might ask the same question, but you're sitting there and you just say, what you want to eat? You and your lady, y'all might say the same shit. Or back in the day, jinx, dumb shit like that.
Yeah.
Really, that's the energy. That's our bodies. That's the scientific side of us connecting.
That's true.
You know what I mean?
Word up.
An electrifying moment.
Yeah.
So when you have all that shit intertwining inside of yourself,
That's right.
at the moment,
That's right.
you had that paradigm shift, and once you create that strategy and that plan, nothing's going to stop you.
Absolutely.
Nothing's going to stop you.
Absolutely. And I'm glad you brought up the whole situation and that example that you used about, like, for instance, me and my lady being on the same page. Because you know what? We are on the same page right now. Right now, man, we thinking heavy about this business world, man. You know what I mean? We building and working to try to develop the next, the next example for our seeds and see how, we digging into the thing that we most passionate about, right?
Right.
So like with me, my situation dealing with my food for thoughts and all of that, and her digging into her passion for being an event planner, it leads me to want to tell y'all about, once again, man, her service, man. Y'all need to check out, like I said, this quick little commercial, if you want to call it that, and give it a check out. Yeah, man. You know what I mean? Like I said, back to what I was talking about in terms of I like how you broke that down, bruh.
Right.
I like how you broke that down. Like I said, honestly speaking, man, it's the perfect. Your analogy was the perfect example of how to separate what a move is from a power move.
Right.
But what you did in your explanation, you also showed the move element of it. Like you said, there's the thought that goes into it. Like when you was asking me the questions, what do I think about this? Right. And I was giving you, those were all moves and particles of that overall, concept coming together, which creates the power move.
Right.
I think as we get older, what we need to do is we need to be how can I say, precise.
Right.
More precise in the things that we do.
Right.
I think when we're younger, we understand and we believe in our minds, so we have all of this time. We got all of this time to go ahead and put things together and create, and I'm young, you know what I mean? I ain't got to get serious now. I don't have to do things now that's, heavy on the mind. And,
right.
Because I'm physical and I can still wake up. I can party all night, you know what I mean? Work all day and all of that stuff.
My girl loves to party all the time,
right.
Party all the time, party on the grind.
They understand it, man. It's all right,
No,
man.
I ain't do that in a while. Every now and then I got to come out with a song. Who sung that song, you remember?
Yeah, Eddie Murphy.
There you go. Good job. All right.
So, when you I'm saying this right now to the youth, man. I know that there's a thought in your mind that there is this abundance of this time.
Right.
That you got, saved up in the bank or, it's just put away for you. You know what I mean? Somebody tucked it away and, you're going to live forever.
Right.
And I hope you do. Mm-hmm. First off, let me say that. I hope you do.
We hope you do.
Word is bound. We hope that you do.
Mm-hmm.
But in the grand scheme of all of it, man, always remember, man, that there is that chance.
That it won't work the way you want it to.
That life may not go exactly how you think it's going to go.
Right.
You should always be thinking from the perspective of, how they say, God bless the child that got his own. You should always be thinking from the perspective of, how do I secure myself? Everybody want to secure the bag. Everybody want to do all of these different things. And I'm not mad at that. Because that's just what they're calling it this year. It'll be called something else 2-3 years from now, if not sooner. And that's fine. The concept is what it is. The terminology may change, but the objective is still the same.
Right.
So what I say to anybody that's up and coming, I don't care what age you are. If you're younger, I would definitely say, understand things, man. Make it your business. I know you may not be interested in learning about different trades and stocks and all of these different things. I'll be the first to tell you. I keep it 100. I didn't think anything about that stuff when I was younger.
Right.
Any shape, form, or fact. And it was never a time in my life that I didn't enjoy money.
Mm-hmm.
So when you really think about it, logically speaking, you're like, if you enjoy money, why wouldn't you want to enjoy learning on how to make money make you money?
Right.
Or how to be able to position yourself to continuously make money and increase that wealth as you get older and your life increases and, all those other things.
Right.
But that's because in my mind I was young, you know what I mean? And I didn't respect the concept of dealing with a power move. Now I think back, man, because I do know some brothers, I'm quite sure we know some brothers collectively, that made power moves when they was younger.
Right.
And although they may not been prepared at that point, you know what I mean, for the super leap into the, to the adulthood element of it.
Absolutely.
Once they did get older, like they thrived, bro. They did really, really well.
Well, you know what it is too. I think basically what it all boils down to is, as you start to get older, you start to understand. Not even just older, because it's not always age. It's more so who you surround yourself around.
Mm-hmm.
And you start to understand better with money. See, I used to often say it was three things that whether you followed them, like, okay, we can say it's things that we understand whether we do it or not.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Sure.
I understand how the game of golf goes, but I've never really played 18 holes of golf.
You understand how it goes. Exactly. Yeah. I got you.
So I think knowledge, that's what still turns around and makes knowledge power more than anything. But the three things that I said that I always believed, if we could understand, we can be powerful people.
Absolutely.
Okay, that's politics, finances,
yeah,
and religion.
That's right.
Three things that are often used as control factors.
Oh, very much so.
See what I'm saying?
Yep.
So if you understand the rules of the game, you know when a person's trying to use them against you.
Absolutely.
You understand what I'm saying?
Yeah, no doubt.
So I think as we get older, we start to really understand money.
Mm-hmm.
And it's so simple when you learn it later.
Mm-hmm.
And you be like, damn, I wasted a lot of money.
Mm-hmm.
Not even just because you was stunting and all that. Let's to be honest. Like, people gonna want nice things. Mm-hmm. But coming up in a lot of times in the culture of black, in the community, mm-hmm. When we were young, we didn't have YouTube.
Right.
Right? So we grew up listening to people in our communities. Hey, man, go ahead. You got to spend some of that money you made. Mm-hmm. Or, hey, man, you deserve it. Get what you want. You go to work every day, man. Mm-hmm. Old school shit. Mm-hmm. Right? Mm-hmm. People still run around saying that. Right? Then you got some, don't spend it all in one place. You got to save some. Mm-hmm. Right? But nobody ever really taught us the proper way to save.
Right.
You understand what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
Nobody ever told us what to really buy with our money.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Right.
Like, buy assets.
Mm-hmm.
And that's where the stuff like the stock market and all that. The stock market is, don't get it wrong, everything you buy is a risk. Everybody think everything is a short shot, but everything you buy is a risk. You don't know what's predictable in the future. You don't. Mm-hmm. But at the end of the day, what I'm sitting here and I'm pointing out to, that's what helps us start to want to make power moves. Mm-hmm. Because when you're going in the right direction, it breeds momentum. Okay? So you have most people that you know, not a person who had a property left to them, but a person who purchased a rental property. Mm-hmm. Right? Mm-hmm. That you know that got in real estate. Mm-hmm. Do they just have one?
Yeah.
Most of them got multiple.
Yeah.
Because once they learn how to create and purchase that asset.
Yeah.
And once they started doing it, I'm going to get another one. Mm-hmm. And that's how they worked. But the earlier you get the knowledge and understanding, mm-hmm. the better you are as a person. And then that's when you know how to make power moves.
I agree. Nah, I guess I got a question, right? And my question is pretty simple. We can easily talk about power moves in regards to finances.
Right.
So let's switch it, right? Let's switch it up a little bit. Mm-hmm. Power move involving family that has nothing to do with money.
Okay.
What's a power move, in your opinion, that could be done with it has nothing to do with money? And I know, not to you, but to a lot of people, it's tough. They'll be like, that's kind of tough, man. Like, everything in terms of my family is going to require some kind of resource. That you missing it.
Right.
There's other investments that go into them that's not monetary.
Right.
So, power moves in that regard. What are the power moves? Because I know what mine are.
I know what mine is too.
Okay. So, like, what's a jewel? What's something you can give somebody that's just like, they don't know? Say they don't know. Say they've excelled in all the other power moves dealing with finances. They don't have to want for nothing. Everybody is straight. But we all lacking something. We all lacking something. We all need some help and growth in certain other things. What's something that you would say in terms of a power move?
I'm almost sound like the pastor right now, but knowledge, power, and understanding, education, wisdom, all tied in one thing. In the Bible, King Solomon was the wisest king because he wanted wisdom. You often walk around and you hear people say questions like, "Oh, you want 50,000 or dinner and a conversation with Jay-Z?" And a lot of people say, "Give me the 50,000." Right? And then some people will say, "Conversation with Jay-Z." Right? The lack of us not knowing something is what hinders us the most.
Right.
You asked me on episode 36, fear or embarrassment. You know what I mean? I said, I'm not worried about being embarrassed. I don't want to be fearful. And my exact words to you were, if I walk in the room and I trip and fall, that's not going to embarrass me. I didn't mean to do it. It just happened. But I don't want to be scared to walk into the room.
Okay.
You understand what I'm saying?
I got you.
Because if I walk in the room, I can't fall. But I also don't know what's good in there for me.
True.
See what I'm saying? So, in so many words, if we knew the outcome of everything, if we knew the outcome of everything we was going to do, if I play this number today, I'm going to win $10 million. You going to play it. If I walk down that hallway, I'm automatically going to get bit by a dog that's not in the hallway right now. You ain't going to go. Right? But what I mean is, knowledge and understanding and wisdom is, I will make my kids understand in this world that just because you have a doctorate degree doesn't mean you're going to outbeat this person for a job, because it's something else that you may not know about it. They may owe this person a favor, because a lot of stuff is done off favors into this world. So when I say education is more than book smarts, that's why I keep saying understanding. Just because you're supposed to believe that your life is going to go, because that's the secret of the whole shit. But at the same time, understanding, like really teaching them, understanding that everything's 50-50.
Okay.
Even though you're fully confident. Be able to take that no. Be able to understand that what you might think is a loss ain't a loss. It's a lesson. You've learned. Some people have a hard time doing that. And that's what I mean.
No, I got you.
As far as the power move.
I agree with you. I think a lot of people, what they do is they associate power moves, like I said, primarily monetarily. You know what I mean?
And never mess with powder. That's what I would also say.
Definitely. Please. You know what I'm saying? Please don't. You know what I mean? Yeah, I think that's what often happens. People associate the terms, like you said, power move.
Power or powder move?
A powder move is definitely not a power move, in my opinion.
Yeah, no.
And I'm not even going to try to explain it from the beneficiary side.
Nah.
It's just not. We're just going to do that with it.
Yeah.
No, the power move. Like I said, that goes deeper. Here's why it's a power move. Like a lot of times, right? You have to take power moves, in my opinion, require you to evaluate the common factors.
Right.
So if most of your moves are associated with money, or have a connection to resource like money, you know what I mean? The first thing you got to do is if you want to do something different, you got to take the common factor and kind of put it to the side, because it is what it is. It's not going to be recreated, reinvented. It is what it is, right? So It's about your approach to how you're going to do the other things that takes that ordinary move, because it's part of all the regular things, and it becomes more powerful, right? That's just like even when you look at a person's vindictive nature. You got people that sit back and seriously think about, yeah, I could smack this person, or I could do something. I could, poke their tires or bust a window. And then you have that person that goes a little bit different. Some people might call them methodical. Some people might call them,
bust their tires.
All of that shit, right? They, some people may turn around and say, you know what? I know what they love more than anything else. That's what I'm going to attack.
Right.
That's a power move.
Right.
That's
a demonic ass power move.
Right. But that's to me,
shit.
And I'm not encouraging that, but what I'm saying is that's that person who is sitting around thinking and saying, the next thing that I do, I want it to be felt much differently. You know what I mean? I don't want them to just call Safe Light. And Safe Light come out there and just switch. And switch their windshield.
That's how the commercial go?
Right. I don't want them to just come out there and do that. I want them to come out there and there's nothing out there but the tires. You be like, bitch, the whole car going. Now, I'm not telling you to be demonic.
Where's the justice? Like,
right,
Martin.
Where's the justice? Exactly. Now, when it comes to the
situation.
Damn,
B, you diabolical. Hold on, man. You diabolical, man.
No.
Shit.
I'm explaining. You know me. I'm doing it from a negative perspective first, but then I'm going to bring it positive. Now, in terms of what we was talking about with the kids.
Children.
We're omitting the monetary element of it, and we're looking at the power move side of it for them. Because it's like the father, this might strike a nerve,
the father,
that's not present in their child's life physically, but financially is there. Mm-hmm. There are so many things
that they're missing.
We didn't come up in that kind of environment. So, as a father, it was nothing I had to rehearse on how it was going to be. It was nothing. I didn't have to rehearse it at all. But I invested in my children differently.
Right.
I invest in my children differently because the basic fundamentals of life are always going to be there anyway.
Absolutely.
Right? Like you explained earlier. You know what I mean? Dealing with religion, finances, and politics. So I don't need to spend a whole lot of time trying to teach them certain things dealing with that and investing into that. I need to be empowering and strengthening the other things that they need to know.
That's what I mean. Basic shit.
The other things that are going to set them apart from those who are stuck in the rhetoric of what those common things consistently put them through. Mm-hmm. That's a power move.
And what do you believe truly? What if you could sum that up in one word? What would you call that? Like, what would you think the one word would be that would set them apart from other people? I know what it is. I just want to hear what you make. If you could pick one,
just one word.
One word.
I would enlightenment. Enlightenment. Yeah.
Mine's is understanding. Mm-hmm. I just feel like the more we understand, the easier life is.
Yeah.
Because in understanding explains why something didn't go the way you wanted it to go.
Right.
We never complain when it's going the way we want it to go.
Right.
But when it's not going the way we want it to go, we might often say, I just don't understand. Yeah. I did everything.
Yeah. My kids, I swear, I wish they'll both say, Dad, no matter what, you'll always turn around and it'll seem something that's simple. It's just a quick yes or no answer, and you never just do a yes or no answer. And I keep trying to explain to them, because, baby, the world is yes and no.
Right.
I'm trying to give you the other stuff.
Right.
I know you don't like that Daddy may take the long way to explain certain things to you. I'm the same way, bro. But there's a reason why I'm doing it.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? It's you don't want to stifle their growth. But if you give kids a diet of just yes and no with no explanation,
they won't understand.
They won't understand,
and
grow, and learn.
And guess what
anything.
else they won't be? Enlightened.
It's right.
It won't enlighten them.
So they won't be able to come up with a concept dealing with
because
a power
they're
move.
used to yes or no. That's
it.
why I hate when a person comes to me just, I don't need all that. Just give me a yes or no answer. Nah, well, I'm just not gonna give you that.
Then I'm not the one.
Or you know what? No.
I'm not the one you want.
No, that's what you want to hear. No, because truthfully, when you asking a person a question, I don't care what it is.
That's right.
When you ask a person a question, something that really deals with yourself, and you asking them a question, you're looking for a certain answer, but you want to know what they are. Absolutely. But most of the time, when a person tell you or they're not looking for a certain answer, what do they say? There's no right and wrong answer. I just said it. Give me one word that describes everything, like just from your point of view.
Right.
That basically means I didn't have a set answer. You understand what I'm saying?
Absolutely.
But when you go somewhere and you say to a person, well, if this happened, that happened, why?
Right.
You're looking for a certain answer.
Here's the bad part.
Right.
You ready for this?
Right.
Kids are born with the mindset to want to receive the power moves. You know how you know? Because what's the question that they ask you when they're very tiny and you start to explain to them and you say and you give them an answer and what's the next thing they ask you? But why?
But why?
And you answer that question, what they do again?
But why?
But why? Because their mind is literally conditioned and created to be that way.
Yep.
We kill it.
Like we just said in episode 37.
Okay.
Right?
Why lie?
Why lie?
Yeah.
Right? Episode 37, or it was either 37 or 38, we sat there and we said, damn, I just lost my thought.
What was it in reference to?
No. It's what you. Forming the kid's mind.
Oh, it's like clay.
Yeah, it's like
clay.
That was episode 38.
Absolutely.
Yeah, it's like clay.
Yeah.
Because you trying to mold them.
Yep.
As people become more, like I said, more and more of the world,
it becomes more and more difficult to actually condition their mind.
We're going to always adjust things. We're going to always do things. But you have to sometimes pay attention to the person who's giving you your evaluation.
Yeah.
Because a lot of times a person will evaluate them for you to be shape formed for the way they want you to be.
Absolutely.
Now, when you know you really need to work on something, you hear it from multiple places, multiple people, of people who don't even know each other. And if they're all telling you the same thing, that's God telling you, wait a minute, I'm doing something wrong. And then that's when you call, a lot of times when people pray, we pray to God for what?
Forgiveness.
And understanding.
Understanding
why things are going the way that it's going.
Yeah.
But when a person says, you can never do this, like how your kid said to you, you can never just be a yes or no, because they want to critique you to just say yes or no.
And
you're not.
And I'm not.
Because you have a reason behind what you're doing. They have a reason behind making the statement that they make.
Right.
Because they don't want to hear all that other stuff. But they don't understand. That's
right.
That it's for their benefit.
Listen, it's my job to raise you.
Right.
You got to survive in the world. So the world don't have to raise you. I tell mine all the time, I'm hard on you because the world going to be harder. The difference is I love you. They'll chew you up and spit you out.
Right.
That's the difference.
Right.
Power moves are moves that you can see that have a long-lasting effect.
Right.
That's basically what a power move is. So if I tell you everything that you want to hear and never, ever critique you on some of the things you're saying or how it's coming about, you'll never learn anything.
Absolutely.
So with that being understood, when you go and you have these conversations with different people, it's just like when you training somebody.
Right.
On anything, right? You got to do one or two things. You either have to unprogram their minds to the ways that they think about certain situations.
Right.
To begin to train them on how it's supposed to be.
Right.
Or you have to totally look at them and be completely honest with them and say, this is not for you.
Well, this is the reason why in certain professions you go to an academy.
This is why.
Police officers, correction officers, firefighters, military.
You know what those two, you know what the academy main two purposes is? To train and to weed out.
Right, exactly.
That's it.
Because
to train and to weed out.
Because here's the thing. Some things is common sense. that you may use once it's on the job. But the true root, and it's not always in a bad way. That's where everybody gets messed up at. No, I love my people dearly, but they trained you in a way to reprogram your mind.
I'm telling you.
Now, here's the thing. You could take it as they're trying to change your mind for them to control you, or you could take that understanding and say, this is what they're trying to use against me.
Absolutely.
When people say, oh, it's a Jedi mind trick.
Right.
That's just like when a person, they look at the book, The 48 Laws of Power. Right? And when you read the 48 Laws of Power, you got some people out there like, yeah, this book a little bit demonic. Right? And that's, everybody's entitled to their opinion. But when I was reading the 48 Laws of Power, and I never finished it, but when I was reading the 48 Laws of Power, I tell everybody why I was reading the 48 Laws of Power. So I know when you're trying to use it against me. Yeah. A strong defense is a hell of an offense sometimes.
A great offense is a strong defense, right.
Well, you know what I meant.
I know what you meant.
Yeah.
You know, it's drugs.
No.
But
that's why I know how to deal with that too.
Yeah.
You ain't got no this or that's for me or nothing like that.
I do, man. I do. I need the intro though, baby. Let's go, y'all. He's trying to cheat me.
Welcome to another episode of This or That. This is your boy, DJ E, Mr. Enfluential. I'm here with P Original.
Let's go.
This fucking guy thinks he's going to be the only one that asks the questions. But I'm not going to allow it to happen. So without further ado, get yourself together for This or That.
All right. Welcome back, y'all, to another episode of This or That, man. Well, we ask questions and give our answers. All right, man. Let's get right into it.
Right into it.
Dragons or unicorns?
Ain't they both fake?
One of these weeks, he'll just do to this or that.
I won't.
He'll just like
one of these days you'll just tell the kids yes or no.
It's this or that. I do.
Yeah.
This or that. If they ask me, Dad, can I ask you a this or that question? I'll give them a damn this or that answer. Not no, are they both fake? This or that.
Unicorn, because it brings beauty.
Okay. Outer space or the bottom of the sea?
I'm going out of space, man. You know, I don't fuck with no more water.
Flying, the ability to fly, or turn invisible?
I'm invisible like a mama.
Because you a pervert, bitch. What you going to do when you turn it? Okay, go ahead. All right, no problem. That was your answer. Right. What you going to do, your first thing that you can do with being invisible? I'm
going to go in and get all the test answers so I can get my doctorate.
I guarantee y'all this. As an individual, as an invisible individual,
right?
This bitch first act will not be legal. It'll either be go into the bank and get all the money,
right? That's what.
That's a damn shame, E. You can't think of one positive thing you would do as an invisible man.
Yeah, I can think of a lot of positive things.
No, not a lot, just one.
Yeah. What do you mean?
You can secretly do your drugs, bitch. They'll just see it as. And they be like,
that'd be kind of dope, but I don't do drugs. You know what I mean?
Come on, what would you do? One act that you would do as an
invisible person.
Yes.
I would move like Robin Hood, and I would actually bless people. They would just, homeless people. They would just wake up, food be next to them. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. The problem is, I don't want to have to steal the food to get it.
Okay. See the future or change the past?
That's dope.
Yeah. That's dope. Finally got what I like to do. I want his ass to think, y'all.
I don't want to see the future.
Okay.
I'll change the past. Not much.
It ain't that hard. That's not an easy answer. That's not easy, man. Words or actions?
Actions.
Money or love? Don't get money or love?
Love. Okay. Love outpowers it all, bro. When you got the love, you'll make the money.
Skill or popularity?
Skill. Because skill will bring you money.
Okay. Cherished or respected?
Respect.
Okay.
You don't gotta like me. Respect me.
Okay. Overly optimistic or overly pessimistic?
I'm the O.
I need you to be ready for my man on this one. Purple button's coming, baby. You ready?
Ready.
I'm trying to find it again. Hold on 1 second. I fucked that up. I had it. Damn it, man. I'm going to go back to it. Logic or emotion? Oh, I found it again, too. Logic or emotion?
Logic all the time.
Okay. Time machine or magic wand?
I'm not a fear of hard work. So, and I actually like the process. You know, the Sixers ran with the thing, trust the process. You know, process ain't really been fucking working, but trust it. Give me a time machine, because if I want to go back and change something, I wouldn't go. I don't want to go further. I don't want to see what's ahead of me.
Yeah, don't. Yeah.
I don't want to see what's ahead of me.
Yeah, don't do that. Be patient.
Yeah. So at the same time, that kind of ties into a magic wand, because I can say, just give me this.
That's what I'm saying.
So I'd rather go back in the time machine.
Okay.
And do it. And I wouldn't change things. I just think I would. Well, of course, certain things would have to change if you change the past.
If you go back,
right,
you can't unknow what you know at that point.
You can. But what I would do is, I just would love to have the knowledge and understanding that I have now when it comes to finances and life, period. Not because of what happened in life, but just knowing. Like, the moment I honestly understand a jewel, bro, that's really important in life, I get happy. I get excited. So I just want to be excited earlier. That's all I'm saying.
So, all right. So if you went back in the past.
Right.
And you had an opportunity, because really at that point, it's so funny that you answered the question that way. You know how you say you don't want to know what the future is?
Right.
In theory, if you went back in the past.
You know what the future is.
You know the future.
Right.
So in theory, I'm just trying to think, you get the knowledge, you'd have to be very disciplined to not implement what you now know from the future, because you would be wise. You know how the cliche goes, if I knew then what I knew now, I would have done things differently. That's interesting. That's very interesting.
I just think we're going to do a whole episode about that. But I just think I would want to certain things that I started. And, okay, for a perfect example, I would go back in the past, right? Mm-hmm. Just so we can start the Porch podcast earlier.
I do the same thing.
Because here's the thing.
I do the same thing.
I think we'll have the same reaction whether we started at this age or this age.
Right.
Because like we said, we had our own little thing back in the day where we
just didn't know.
We just didn't know.
So if we went back then, let's say we went back then and just said, yo, stay with it.
Right.
That's kind of like cheating and shit. But if we did it.
Right. It's kind of like cheating and shit. But that's what I'm saying. But like, it's like, I don't have any complaints about life. Like, right, even the relationships that didn't work out. I learned from them.
So
that's what I'm saying.
It's safe to say this then. With your time machine, you're very comfortable with going back, but not necessarily needing to change anything.
The only thing I may change. But it is part of the thing, is in my 9 to 5, my career path may have been different. That's it.
Yeah. I think that the narrative needs to be a little bit differently anyway in concept of when people discuss. I've done it myself, so I wouldn't change anything about the past. I don't think that's honestly.
No, I don't think anybody's
100 because I don't think that's 100 because.
What's the point of going back?
Well, first off, if you ever dealt with anything in your life, then you know what that felt like, right? And you know your responsibility and how it took place. I'm talking about certain things. I'm not talking about death of loved ones, shit like that. Even in that case, she might turn around and say, I would have spent a little bit more time with him. Yeah, but you know that they're still going to pass. So there is no allotted amount of time that's going to make that transition easier. Right. But like you just said, career path-wise. Right. Are you complaining about your career? No. Mm-mm. But you do know where you made decisions that played in the outcome of what the current time is. Right. And maybe you would have visited a different aspect of that. But another this or that. Like you said, that right there, we could do a full episode on that shit. Right. free travel for 1 year
Okay.
or free lodging for 5 years.
That's not easy. That's not easy because free travel, I like to travel. And travel will actually give you a better view of the world. However, free lodging will give me the ability to invest, to purchase more assets. I'll probably go with free lodging for 5. Because if I go with free lodging for 5 and I do them 5 right, then I could travel whenever I want.
I agree.
Yeah.
I agree. I ain't got nothing against that. You know what I
Right.
mean? You know, I think that honestly, you can
And
definitely do that.
with the free lodging, I would probably build something where my job is for me to travel. So I'm traveling.
Yeah, I would say free lodging because I think that, like, you know, unless where you currently live,
Right.
you know, there's no cost associated with that. Whatever goes into that, you know, if properly, you know, invested or put into other things,
Right.
it creates that ability to make that 5 years turn into a lifetime.
Right. Right.
You know, if properly planned. So I think I would go with that, even though it does sound nice right now.
Travel.
The
Yeah.
free travel for 1 year,
But
5 years, you know,
Yeah.
60 months versus 12.
Yeah. I think I'll go with
numbers
the 60
don't
months
lie.
because again, if you do it right, like you said, and then you purchase things and certain things that's now paying for your lodging all the time anyway, good to go. Right.
So, poor and happy or rich and miserable?
I'm gonna be shit. I don't never
And
want
it does exist.
I don't they both exist. I don't never want to be miserable. However, I don't want to be poor. You understand what I'm saying? Yeah, I can't answer that.
Okay, so what if you were...
I'd rather, if I had to pick one, poor and happy.
Of
Poor and
course, because you're looking at poor...
Because happiness is riches.
You're looking beyond it.
Yeah.
When these questions come about, most of us actively always associate finances into everything.
Yeah.
It's just a human thing. It's just what we do.
But that's not how I was doing it because, you know.
Like you said, poor. The original, unless I misinterpreted what you said in terms of poor, when you said poor, it was associated, in my opinion, with not having resources.
Right.
Once again,
but that's
like
not,
I said, like
but that's
because,
not how I was really seeing it. And that's why, let me explain what I meant. I believe that poverty and wealth are mind states.
Okay.
That's why I do believe I'm rich because I wake up blessed every morning.
Right.
You understand what I'm saying?
Right.
However, in that term, when I said I don't want to be poor, you know, it's hard for me to be poor and happy unless you're talking about finances, in my opinion. Because because I don't want to have a poverty, I think people who have mind states of poverty and poor, they limit themselves.
Absolutely.
But people with rich mind states have sky's the limit.
Absolutely.
So
Yeah,
when I was thinking it and I was saying it, I was thinking of mind states. That's why I
Okay,
said I
okay,
don't want to
okay.
be poor,
Okay.
but I don't want to be miserable.
Yeah, because it's like,
See what I'm
okay,
saying?
it's like you were saying this a few minutes ago. Like you gotta claim being poor,
Right.
Psychologically,
It's a mind state.
right? Because like we already know the definition: having little or no money, goods, or other means of support.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And
But look up the word. That's what it is. So I'd rather be poor or happy because the definition of poor, say it again.
it's having little or no money, goods, or other means of support.
Okay, that's the definition. Now look up poverty for me.
Yeah, you know what I mean? I look at poverty.
Yeah. But you said poor and happy. So yes, poor and happy.
Yeah.
You didn't you didn't say poverty, living in poverty and happy. You
right.
said poor and
because
happy.
because
But I still rather be poor and happy
because like I tell people all the time, bro, you can go in a poor neighborhood and hear people laughing.
Right.
So there's happiness there because people ain't laughing about being poor. So they don't even, you know how many times I heard people say, I didn't even know we was poor until I grew up and had other things in life.
Right.
I didn't even realize it because all me and all my homeboys, we had the same shit. We ate at each other's house. We didn't realize that. So when I asked that question, to me, That's only a question that a person can have when they have something.
Right.
When you ain't got shit, you don't know if you poor.
Right.
You don't know.
You don't know
the
you're
difference
poor
in that.
until you see the difference.
Right.
But what
Now,
does
poverty is in the state of condition of having little or no money,
Right.
goods or means of support, condition of being poor, deficiency of necessary or desirable ingredients, qualities, etc. And then it says it's just insufficiency.
But you know what? You know why I still say poverty is still a mind state? Because it says the state, and then it says read it again. I don't mean it.
Not a problem. The
Yeah.
state or condition of having little or no money,
Right.
goods or means of support, condition of being poor. Those are the conditions of what they qualify as being poor.
Right.
Right.
Yeah.
That's why they partnered it poor and happy. They did that intentionally, or rich and miserable.
Right. But see, a lot of times people are poor and they're okay with it because they're happy. And then you got
Right.
some people, but because somewhere in poverty, the word desire was in there, correct?
In poverty, deficiency of necessary or desirable ingredients,
Desirable.
qualities, or etc.
Right. So a lot of people that's in poverty, that's a mind state for them. So you could be poor,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
And not have a impoverished mind state.
Yeah.
Because I think when you live in poverty, you have your mind state is like poor. You're miserable. That's in my opinion. See what I'm saying? But
Yeah.
I get what you're saying.
Yeah. I mean, it's a good like
Poor and happy though.
Bruh.
That's just not the complicated. Poor and happy.
like I had a conversation about the lottery, right? And it's crazy because, in essence, there's so many people who play the lottery who are already winners.
Right.
They just want to win more.
Right.
But they're already winners, right? Because you got to think about it. In theory, in order to play the lottery, you got to have resources to pay it.
Right.
So if you can afford to play the lottery, but you can still eat dinner at night, you're choosing to do that, which is fine.
Yeah.
But when you turn around, like for instance, I've thought about it 1,000 times. I used to say, I ever hit the lottery, I'm going to find 49 other people who look like me, put one in each state, and give me enough time for me and my family to get out of Dodge.
Right.
Think about that for a split second. Here you are, you're not in poverty, you're not poor. You think about winning, and the first thing that comes across your mind is, who may in their mind be interested in trying to come and take something like that? Where a rich person, because the comparable or the option in this or that was rich and miserable. You got some people that's going to hear that this or that and say, well, how could you be rich and miserable? Oh, it's easy.
Right.
It's very easy. You can be rich and lonely. You can be rich and in a position where you're scared, to move around and go places or do things because of fear. Living a life of fear is miserable. So that's that. You know what I mean? But that was my aspect of this and that. You got anything for me, brother?
Nah, I'm just gonna say that this was the Porch Podcast.
Oh wow. Okay, we at the end.
We're at the end, man. This was the Porch Podcast, and this was a very enlightening and understandable to some people episode. But do understand this, that you can find us on YouTube at DAPORCH Podcast. Like, subscribe. You can listen to the show on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, Amazon Music,
Absolutely.
Radio Public, Overcast.
That's right.
Did I miss one?
I think you did good.
iHeartRadio. Did I say that?
iHeartRadio, and if not, we said it now, and if we did, we said it twice. Hey, man.
It's the Porch Podcast.
It's the Porch Podcast. Thanks for tuning in, man. See y'all next week.
All right, now.
Peace.